We love to hear stories of how God works in big, miraculous ways, but He's also moving in everyday moments. My name is Terry Dorsett, and I serve as the Executive Director of the BC&E. In this video, I want to share how a simple, ordinary experience revealed a powerful spiritual truth, and how we can start seeing God's hand in our daily lives. There's an interesting story in 2 Kings chapter 1, in which King Ahaziah is injured in an accident, and he's in a pretty bad situation. It looks like he's probably going to die. And so he sends some messengers over to a different country, Ekron, to inquire of a false prophet over there, what's going to happen to him and how he gets some help. And it's interesting that he does that because at the time, Elijah the Tishbite is the prophet in Israel, and he's a powerful prophet who's connected to the true God of Israel. And so why in the world the Israeli king would be sending a message to a false god? Like, that's just weird, but he does it. And so on the way to get this messenger to the false god, Elisha the Tishbite meets the messengers from the king, and he says this in 2 Kings chapter 1, verse 3. He says, "Is it because there is no God in Israel that you are going to inquire of Beelzebub, the god of Ekron?" What a powerful question. Is it because there is no God in Israel that you're going to ask some false god for help? Now, we might look at that story in the Old Testament and think, why did that king ask a false god for help? But sometimes, I think with all of our modern technology, particularly with the rise of AI in our current culture, I think sometimes we do the same thing. We're going through some kind of struggle or some kind of personal challenge, and instead of looking into the Word of God, instead of praying, instead of going to the church and getting God's people to pray around us and to encourage us, we start typing some questions into ChatGPT or some other AI, and we start looking for answers. And while there is some help, particularly maybe find some websites or some resources that we might find in AI that can be helpful, all right? There's nothing wrong with using it for research. But ultimately, it's not a counselor. Ultimately, it's not a deity. Ultimately, it's not a person who's going to put their arms around us and give us love and give us encouragement. That's the people of God. That's the church of God. That's the Spirit of God. That's the Word of God. Sometimes I think we're just like King Ahaziah, going to Beelzebub, the god of AI. Is there not a God of Israel that we can go to for help? I think we know the answer. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. And if you want to support our work in New England, you'll find a link in the description.